Now let's meet the candidates. Congressman Tom Tancredo of Colorado, a former state legislator and current 5-term member of the House. Congressman Ron Paul of Texas, the 1988 Libertarian Party nominee for president who is currently serving his 10th term in Congress. Mike Huckabee of Arkansas, who served 2 full terms as his state's governor and is also a Baptist minister. Rudy Giuliani of New York City, former U.S. attorney and 2-term mayor. Mitt Romney of Massachusetts, most recently governor of that state, and the man who ran the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. Senator John McCain of Arizona, now serving his 4th term in the Senate after 2 previous terms in the U.S. House. Senator Sam Brownback of Kansas, a former congressman currently serving his 2nd term in the U.S. Senate. And Congressman Duncan Hunter of California, a 14-term representative. Here now is the format of this debate. Each candidate will be asked a series of questions on foreign policy, domestic issues, and perhaps other matters. Answers are limited to 1 minute each. If we decide rebuttal time is needed, that will be 30 seconds. We have green, yellow, and red lights to help the candidates keep track of their time. And if an answer runs long, candidates and everyone else will hear this sound. We ask the audience please to limit applause during the question and answer portion of the debate so we can devote as much time as possible to the candidates themselves. Let's get started. We will cover a number of issues tonight, but first a political question about the man who isn't here and will not even announce his candidacy for president until tomorrow. I'm talking, of course, about Senator Fred Thompson. Now, a Thompson ad is just run on the Fox News channel. He will be a guest later tonight with Jay Leno. Polls have him in 2nd or 3rd place, depending on whether you're looking at national polls or some of the early state polls. So the question is, who has made the smart moves here? You guys who are here and have been out on the trail all this time? Or Senator Thompson? Let me start with you. Governor Huckabee, what do you think?
Well, Britt, I was scheduled to be on Jay Leno tonight, but I gave up my slot for somebody else because I'd rather be in New Hampshire with these fine people. You know, Britt, Fred is from Nashville, Tennessee, home of George Jones, who is often called No-Show George for not showing up at his concerts. And maybe Senator Thompson will be known as the no-show for the presidential debates. But I'm proud to be sharing the stage with these guys because we're running for president, and we're delighted to be here, and I certainly appreciate getting this opportunity.
Congressman Paul, you've been out beating the bushes, looking for votes and getting your ideas out all this time, and look where he stands and look where the rest of you guys stand. What do you think?
Well, I welcome him to the race because, very specifically, he will help dilute the vote for my benefit because he will be pro-war, and I'm the anti-war candidate representing the Republican traditional position.
Senator McCain, the guy's a former colleague of yours. How do you feel about the way he's handled it?
Well, I think that's a decision that Fred should make. Maybe we're up past his bedtime. But the point is, I think you know, one thing I know about New Hampshire, and I know well, is that the people of New Hampshire expect to see you. They expect to see you a lot. And they expect to see you at town hall meetings and at places all over this great state of New Hampshire, and they expect to examine you before they make up their mind. One of the many Arizonans who ran for president of the United States, unsuccessfully like all of us, Morris Udall, once, he was a very funny man, as you know, once he said, a fellow in Manchester said to the other one, what do you think about Mo Udall for president? And the guy said, I don't know, I only met him twice. And you know, the reason why that joke is funny is because it's true. And my advice to Fred is, get out into the arena, Fred. It's a lot of fun.
Governor Romney?
You know, the only question I have for Senator Thompson is, why the hurry? Why not take some more time off? Maybe January, February might be a better time to make a final decision about getting in this race. But for all of us, we're going to welcome him into the race. He's going to bring a lot to it. He's a great personality. He'll have new ideas. I think he's going to bring more entertainment and vigor and ideas to the Republican platform. So I welcome him into this, but I agree with all those that have spoken. There's nothing like getting to know the folks in New Hampshire and Iowa, South Carolina, Michigan. In New Hampshire and Iowa alone over this last year, I have done 462 events, town meetings, one-on-one meetings, and that's the way to get to know people.
Mr. Mayor, your thoughts?
I like Fred a lot. I think Fred is a really, really good man. I think he's done a pretty good job of playing my part on Law and Order. I personally prefer The Real Thing, but I think Fred will add something to this race. Right. I think this is a nomination you have to earn, though. Nobody's going to give it to you. Nobody's going to grant it to you. Nobody is going to crown you. You got to go out there and, like these gentlemen have done, and I've done, you got to meet people in Iowa and New Hampshire and all over the country. You got to work hard for this. And finally, I think it's going to come down to experience. This is not a time that the United States should be electing someone who's going to get on-the-job training. You need people with executive experience, and my real concern is you have 3 leaders